Hey, good afternoon, friends. How are you? I hope this week has ended well for you. It's a lot of news we hear around people I know that has got COVID. Thanks God they are not in a difficult situation. Most of them are going through that like a flu. Not to say that flu is an easy thing, but not as we think that COVID is. But I'm not talking about COVID today. I'm talking completely different thing. And I was I was thinking about those lies that we as people tell ourselves when we don't want to do certain things. And one of those lies that I've heard from certain people in different ways is like that. Why I need to believe and practice Christianity when I've seen Christianity or church as a bunch of hypocrites. And to clarify, all this thing needs a lot of time, but I believe what those people are saying, they're saying that I've seen enough stories of people who say they're Christians, so they go to church, and they're not exciting first, or they're not better than me as people, so they cannot preach to me to become better. And secondly, it could be that many parts of the church, time by time, have scandals, either financial or sexual. So church is not the place when I get the morals. So let me answer quickly what I think. First, it is true that there are situations where we can see Christians and church are not practicing what they should. That's truth. So, and then, as somebody told me like several years ago, and told me, "Oh, all pastors are corrupted." And I said, in the beginning, I thought, "You're making a joke." So I said, "I think you need to correct that, right?" No, no. And the person said, I know for sure all pastors are corrupted. I said, "How you know that?" "I know," she said. So I tried again to continue, and I asked those questions, and I said, "How many pastors do you know?" And to tell the truth, she didn't know more than 5 personally. And I said, "I know more than 160. And maybe for less than 10 of them, I cannot vouch. God is a judge, but I can't as a person. But the majority of them, I know that are great people, not perfect. I am not perfect. So if you are saying that all pastors are corrupted because you hear one stories or the other, or a pastor that you have been connected with, you didn't like it, and you just want to make things worse, you become a victim, and to justify why you cannot continue to go to church or really investigate the claim of Christianity. So I think to go and to claim for something that you don't know 100%, but you know 1%, 5%, even 10%, and to claim that the rest, 90% and over, are like that percentage of people that you already know, I think is not fair. The second thing is that we as people, as Christians and church, we're not perfect. We as even Christian leaders are not perfect. More you know me, more you see that I do mistakes. I do sins. I do things that are not the best, are not right. So if you depend on my example to investigate the truth of the gospel, it is not the ultimate thing. My suggestion to you, my friend, if you are struggling with that, will be that you go and search the source where Christianity gets all information and inspiration and guidance. It's the Holy Bible. You read the Gospels, you see what Jesus Christ has done and what he said. And that's the basic of the real faith. Your real faith shouldn't be based on what people say in the name of God, or what people think about God, or you think, or your parents, or grandparents, or cousins, or school friends. You need to go to the source. because throughout the history, the church have failed time by time to present everything that is what is expected as the church to present to the world. So, are we going to focus on the failures of the church and Christians to justify what we don't want to do? What if about the good things that the church and Christians have done to the world? What about the so many hospitals? What about so many sacrifices that Christians have done in the name of Christ and went in places that nobody went and helped people in poverty and still are doing? There are so many good things that Christians have done. So if you are going to decide based on what you see all. How in the world people sacrifice their time and talent to go in places where they are not welcome to tell about this God of love, unless they are touched by this God of love. And they go to even people that in the past, without God, they even didn't consider to talk or even didn't know that they exist. They didn't care. So God of love makes imperfect people like me to get out of our normal zone and to do acts of love and service that we cannot do as humans. Even people now that are humanists and they don't claim to become Christians, if you go deep and talk with them, and usually these are from a Western world, who are the roots are in Christianity, those people will see that their father, their grandfather, grandmother, they have been Christians and maybe devoted Christians, so they have taught to them the good stuff of Christianity. So you can take certain things of Christianity and you can live out, but you cannot say that I don't need that, because without the Spirit of God and the God in those morals and the God in those principles, our world will be different, and your world will be different. Even you, whatever, even you don't consider yourself as a Christian, you might be a different person if no Christian message will be around your world and your parents' world and your former generations. So whatever is your reason that you are not a Jesus follower, I will invite you to reconsider, because for two things. First, is that why to miss this opportunity in this life? You can live differently. I know we live according to our mindset, according to our worldviews, and the Christian worldview is different than non-Christian worldview. I'm talking about the Christian worldview, not the worldview of a person who has a cross in his neck and goes to the church here and there, or claims to be a Christian. You know, I know so many people who claim to be Christians, but I doubt that they are, because in the way they live. So don't find the worst example of Christians. Go and find those who really love the Lord. And the second thing is that eternity is a long time. What if you are wrong? What if you are wrong thinking that what Christianity claims is not true? And instead of that, it is true. It is true that we are sinners. It is true that God is holy. And because of His great love, He opened a way for us. He built a bridge through Jesus Christ. What if it is true that really He died on the cross, and it is eternal sacrifice for everyone who believes to be saved and to have a real relationship with the Lord? So what if is that true? So can you do proper investigation, because it's about your life, it's about your family, it's about your kids. Maybe your parents didn't taught you anything about God, and maybe that's why you are there. Maybe you can give a better chance to your kids. Instead of saying there is no God, you can say maybe there is a God. So I'll leave you with this. Weekend is coming. I'll invite you to consider being in a church service in person or online. There are so many online things on YouTube, and you can find if you want. If you have any question regarding that, I will appreciate to send me a message, and I will try to respond. So thank you, friends. May God bless you, and have a great weekend. Bye for now.